this time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. Where can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with Luca Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and on United States.fm network. And of course, 104.1 FM. I hope I said right. Anyway, it's a new FM station out of Bullhead. It's great. I appreciate it. It's a sister station from K-Talks. And, it's nice. I like to see more people have the chance to listen to the show beside, of course, the internet. Maybe you can hear my voice. I'm kind of a little tired. Yes, it is. A little long day. But it was a beautiful day on planet Earth. I must tell you, I enjoy this. Because I tell you, maybe, I don't know if I tell you, and I don't care if I tell you or not, but let me tell you now. Well, I repeat things many times. I don't do this because I have to. I do things because I like them. And I'm blessed and I'm grateful that in this point of my life, I choose what I want to do. People say, wow, you work so much, Luca. You never take a break. For me, this is no work, guys. Don't you understand? I don't even need the money. I don't spend the money. I'm the simplest guy that you can imagine. And I do things that I like to do. I like to go out there, meet like-minded people, or at least meet people that, we share some values. And, everybody got their missions in life. And one of the things I enjoy is to talk about guns and trying to educate my fellow Americans to be more responsible gun owners. That's it. Simple as that. And of course, I like to shoot them. Not them, the people. The guns, of course. So anyway, today was a beautiful day. I had this opportunity to teach. And I don't even like the word teach. I'm not like a freaking teacher. I'm an instructor, whatever. I have some qualifications for sure. But bottom line, I like to share information. And today, what I was doing, I was sharing information about a free gun safety class. And when I say the word free, means it's really free. Because, I hate the word when the government says, oh, we have a free program, or we have free this, free that. It means somebody else pretty much was robbed to give a stuff to you, or whatever is going to get it, okay? No, this is really free. Because normally when I sponsor these classes, it's my sponsorship. It's my time. It's my money. And that means, why do you do that? Because I can. Or because I like it. And also, of course, it's good for business too. You give something and people may appreciate it and give back to you. But also, this time was the sponsor, this event, by a business in Kingman called On Target Enterprise, LLC, exactly in Ashford Avenue in Kingman. It's a gun shop. He's been in business about 20 years, this guy, Pierre. It's a great place, great stuff, a lot of, variety. You can buy, of course, the Zanna coffee there too. You can buy smoke grenades that I provide. And of course, they don't trade on us rifles. So yes, I'm pandering to the business. It's good business. It sells my stuff. I'm proud of it. Now, beside that, what they really did great, in my opinion, they sponsored this event. And that's the way free market works. When we offer something free to the public, we don't suck it up from somebody else. It's called free will of enterprises, invest in some money. So hopefully they can get a return in an image or even just, in selling stuff. So that's great. So anyway, bottom line, thank you on Target Enterprise to sponsor this event. And more important, thank you for every one of you who came and attended this event to give me the trust to share with you this information. Now, I have with me a lady that I really like her, especially as a politician, or at least, let's say, I don't like the word politician, it's a bad word. It's a woman who's never been afraid to stand up for our basic rights and also to stand up for what is right, And I had her on the show a few times. And of course, she ran also for office. But today we will talk mostly about guns. We'll talk mostly about the class. She was also, of course, one of the attendees of this free gun safety class in Kingman. So I think, let me shut up. Let me bring her on because this is probably the best thing to do now. And I would like to just give her the microphone, okay? Her name is Jennifer. And by the way, we have a new name. I know she got married, so I want to be sure I said it right. Jennifer, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Luca. Hi.
Very good.
It's Jennifer Jones
Yes.
Esposito now.
Esposito. Okay, I can tell you that normally I always mess up the last names, but on this one I'm pretty good. It's an Italian last name, so you got
It's
Jennifer.
an Italian last name. That's right.
Esposito. Okay, in Italy we say Esposito. Great, congratulations. So I'm glad that you found the special person. That's beautiful. And today I was glad to see you. Honestly, I finally, you look very relaxed. And last time we saw each other, you were during the campaign running for office for District 5 as a state rep. So I'm sure you were under a lot of stress. Today I saw you.
Yeah, it's
more
always
relaxed.
hectic during a campaign. But yeah, the campaign is over. I didn't win. I got almost 8,000 votes for less than $500, so I count that as a success. But the best part of the campaign was I met my husband, and who's now my husband. I met him during the campaign, so I'd call that a win, no matter how you look at it.
Oh wow,
And I don't like politician either. I like public servant.
Exactly.
I was trying to be a public servant, not a politician.
Exactly. And by the way, you say right. This is probably, if it was worth just to find a man that you feel to share the life together, that's more important than any public office. I mean, public office in 2 years is gone. Okay, yeah, you may get reelected or not, but who cares? I mean, you have a man that, for me, in my opinion, if you find a special person, is priceless what you get out of that. So congratulations, I'm very happy for you. Now
Thank you very much, Luke. I found a sexy Italian man who carries a Glock. How much better does it get?
Wow, now I'm jealous. Okay, listen to me. Let's talk about today class. Today you came to on target, and of course we had a class. I enjoy, as I said, doing this, and this is not my first free gun safety class that I teach, but sometimes I always look from my point of view. I like always to get people's feedback. I don't care if the class is free or I charge people, because I don't care. I always treat them the same. Even if the class is free, I want to give you the best, like you paying $1 million. That's pretty much the way I work in general in life, So I always try to put a lot of pride, and more important, I try to always give the best information I can. I don't want to talk about myself. Otherwise, people say, what, Luca, you're full of BS. You always think you're great. You always talk about that you are, do this, do that. I don't really do that. But in general, I like to, brag a little bit sometimes. But tell me about you as a student. What do you think about the free gun safety class that today you attended with me?
I thought it was excellent. I thought you provided a lot of really valuable information. There were people there that didn't have guns at all. The lady next to me, she even said, I think I should maybe look at a revolver because semi-automatic handguns frighten me, and hopefully by the time she left the class, she felt a lot more comfortable, because as you explained, you're only afraid of things that you don't understand, that you don't know, so, but even as a gun owner and a big proponent of the Second Amendment, you can never have too much safety. You can never think you know everything or you know enough. It's always good to go back and brush up on things, and even if you learn one or two things out of a class, it's worth it. But I thought it was an excellent class. I really liked some of the things that you showed us. Like, I didn't realize that there was that neat insert for ladies' purses that would hold your gun that you could take from purse to purse. I mean, I'm kind of practical. I only carry the one purse until it wears out and then buy another one. But if I was like some of my friends and I had several purses, I didn't know about that. I thought, that's fantastic. I wish I would have known about that sooner. But I didn't think about, if I fire a lot of bullets at the range, that I need to get the lead off my hands, or do something with my clothes. Just little things like that are always, helpful, and you're always going to learn something new from somebody new, but I thought that it was well worth the price of admission. Since it was free, it was very well worth the price of admission.
Yeah, as I said, normally during the class, if you don't like it, you want your money back, just, put yourself in line, okay? But, this is true. I really believe that the most important thing we should have in general as human beings, not just as a gun owners, but of course, when you are a gun owner, I really believe you have much more responsibility, because, you make a mistake like a regular guy, okay, you can look like a jerk, we can move on. But if you are a gun owner, you have a gun or more guns, and you have a bad attitude, and you don't have, at least, as I said, the attitude is most important thing. The attitude means you are there open to receive feedback, to receive also criticism in case you do something wrong, and more important, to learn, because as I said, there is always something new to learn. And but when it comes down to safety, we must really go back honestly to the basics, that sometimes they are more than the basic for the average person, because I like the idea, of course, this is a right. Everybody in Arizona who is a law-abiding person, besides few exceptions, can go to a shop, buy a gun, like pretty much like you buy a pair of shoes, and that's beautiful. You don't need any permits, any registration. We are really blessed compared to other parts of the world. But sometimes we forget that not because we can go out there and buy a gun, we don't have that type of duty. It's a moral duty. It is not a lawful duty, but it's our, as human beings, we should be really serious about it. We must learn everything we can to be proficient, to be safe gun owners, and have the right attitude. So everything starts to say, let's have a good attitude. And today everybody had a really great attitude. I enjoyed that, so it was always pleasant. Now, talking about something you mentioned, the little insert for the concealed carry for ladies, especially for the purse. Since I believe really that that's the way we support the show, and also the way we support these classes beside the sponsors. I sell stuff. That's what I do. I'm proud of it. It's called Universal Concealed Carry Purse Holster. If people are interested in looking into that, all they need to do go to lovegunsfreedom.com, my website, lovegunsfreedom.com. On the homepage, on the bottom, there is a link. It goes straight to the page of the Universal Concealed Carry Purse Holster. It's a patent design. The gentleman who designed this is a veteran from Army veteran, and he lives in Sacramento. And it's amazing because you can put this insert in almost any purse, and it's adaptable. It's easy to size, and it fits pretty much every gun out there, and is affordable. It's way cheaper than a purse, and you can put in any purse. We're talking about normally sells for $35. I have it on the website, lovegunsfreedom.com, for $29.99, and I think I also get free shipping too. So it's amazing. People want it. I really invite you to go there, lovegunsfreedom.com. You can look at photos, you can read the review, everything. And we put it in the mail for $29.99. Not only you buy a great product that I think it's worth every penny, but also I really believe also it's great, so you support this show and my effort here. All right, so back to us. Are you still there, first of all?
I'm still here.
Good. Now let's talk about, first of all, one thing I like to know. You were mentioning your gun. You have an interesting, very unique little gun. Honestly, it looks very nice. But, you have some reservation, at least some questions about the type of caliber of the gun, if it's something that probably you need to look into something else. And, this question I heard many times, and I think it's good maybe if you want to bring it out a little more in details, maybe because it can help other people out there, especially ladies, about, which caliber or which gun they should have. Tell me, you want to tell me about your little gun that you have?
Sure. I have a Taurus 22 with custom-made turquoise grips on it. So it's a very pretty little gun. Beautiful turquoise grips on it. It fits my hand well. I like to shoot it, and that's primarily why I bought it at the time. I just wanted something small, something fit in my purse. I have small hands. I'm 5'2". I'm not a very big person. I didn't want to carry some big thing around. But after I bought it and got used to it, someone else suggested to me, they said, well, you really should carry a 9mm that, isn't, a 22 is probably not the first gun you go to for self-defense. And, of course, at the time, I thought, well, it's a lot better than the no gun I had before,
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. Any gun is better than no gun, and more important, carry something, because sometimes people may have at the house. And this is, I tell you, not just women, even guys sometimes. My ladies, unfortunately, they do this. They have all the guns that their husband or boyfriend gave them to them. And then they say, oh, today is not the day. I don't need it. And really, you don't know when is the day. So no matter what, carry something. That's the bottom line. So you wanted to pretty much think about if you should consider to switch to a 9mm. Am I right?
Yes, that's what I was thinking about, because like I said, my hands are small and we had the opportunity at the class to, unload different firearms and things and I've shot your Don't Tread on Me rifle and that was wonderful. I had no problem holding that, shooting that, but I would look kind of silly trying to carry it in my purse. So I thought, maybe I should get something that's looking at getting a 9mm instead of carrying the 22 and I just wanted something that was small and that would fit my hand and that I could fire easily without too much recoil. Not being a big person, I don't want to carry a big heavy thing that gives me a hard time. So that's what I was kind of wondering what your thoughts were on that. And
Yeah, first of all,
give me some advice.
let's say you were living on a desert island, okay? And that's all you have, a 22, yeah, we stick with that. That's the bottom line. But you don't live in a desert island. And now prices, they're also very, very good. The market is great. You can buy pretty much everything you want for a good price if you shop around a little bit. Now, definitely, unless you're emotionally attached to the gun, unless you need the money to buy another gun, I would sell the gun unless you can afford to buy another one without, putting any money out. That's fine. But no, the 22 would never be my first choice for self-defense. And the reasons are why. First of all, yes, the 22 is one of the most lethal cartridges that on the statistic, more people die of 22 than probably other cartridges or other calibers. The problem is that normally there are situations of, let's say, accidents. People underestimate the 22. They think it's almost, it must be a very small bullet after all. No, it's a very small, but it's also very fast. But doesn't mean that it's lethal, means that you die immediately. Because after all, in a self-defense situation, we don't want to kill the person or the individual or the animal. We want to stop the threat as fast as possible. At 22, it is not that good unless you really completely have the opportunity to place the shots in a very specific places. Still, it would take too long, in my opinion, to really stop a threat with a 22 unless you go straight to the, let's say, the most vital place of us as human being. It is not even the heart, but it is the eye socket area that, you still need to justify when you do something like that. Means that you should have tried first to stop the threat with center mass shots. But the point is, the 22, it is not the first choice, as you said. Now, 9mm, my opinion, I think it's a great caliber for many reasons. First of all, the 9mm of today is different from the 9mm you had probably 50 years ago. When you have a 9mm just in full metal jacket, they're normally used for recreation or for training, it's a different type of performance from the 9mm that you can have when you use now the latest technology, for example, with hollow point, and especially they have rounds that they are very fast and light. So it means less recoil, a lot of energy, and even just with 115 grains, that is pretty much, a light load, you can have such hydrostatic shock that there are videos out there. You can see shooting a watermelon with a 9mm hollow point, the watermelon completely get destroyed, explodes. And if you shoot instead with a 45, for example, even hollow point, since the 45 it's a slower round, you don't have the type of hydrostatic shock and the round just goes through. It doesn't explode, that make explode the watermelon. So the point is, it's a great round, can be very powerful if you get the right type of ammunition for self-defense. Is affordable, something to not underestimate. You can buy a box of 9 for training, for example. I like to buy, Russian stuff like the Wolf or the Brown Bear. I can buy a box of 50 rounds for $8 a box. Okay, even if you buy, let's say, Federal, you don't pay more than $10 now at Walmart. So it's a good stuff. And then what happened? Everybody can shoot a 9mm. The recoil is very manageable. So that's what I really would consider. Now from there, you decide. I'm not going to tell you which brand to buy, which gun, because there are different solutions out there. Depends on your taste, depends on your hand, depends on many things. But what I would suggest you, buy something that it's reliable, that it's a reasonable price, because I would like never to spend too much money on a handgun. The handgun, after all, it's a tool that it's you have it to fight your way to the rifle. And more important, the handgun, we have it on us because it's something that we can carry every day, every time. The rifle we can't. But I would probably, first of all, yeah, you buy a handgun because you always keep it on you, but the real final effort should be to buy a rifle. So that's pretty much my idea. Why to switch to 9 millimeters? Definitely. Any other questions you have about that?
Is there any difference at the time that I bought my 22? I think there was some question about there was shortages of 9 millimeter ammo, but 9 millimeter seems like it works in a lot of different applications. So is it harder? Is there any potential shortages of any ammo right now, or have they pretty much solved those issues that were happening a couple of years ago?
Thank God things are back to normal, at least to the market. I mean, 9 millimeters, even when things are really tough, is the most common available ammunition caliber all over the world. You can find 9 millimeters all over Europe. Of course, there's a NATO around. All over America. You can go to even hardware store. I mean, probably they sell it. I mean, it's everywhere. So no, definitely it's something that I would suggest is the most common caliber. That's why I would say stay away from calibers that are kind of exotic. For example, many people like, for example, the 380 ACP. That after all, it's like a shorter version of a 9 millimeter. You got less recoil a little bit, but also less power. But you pay probably 30-40% more for that round, just because that is less common, and you don't find it everywhere. So why to spend all the money for a 380 when you can buy better performance for almost the same recoil, better price like a 9 millimeters? No, the 9, it's a great, I mean, it can be the price right now. I really believe in some moments it's cheaper than the 22 almost in proportion. Because when you don't find 22, they overcharge you now. Even now, of course, they're getting back to a little bit better. But no, 9 millimeter, it's the best round in my opinion for the budget and also for the recoil. And I like the speed. And people say, oh, I can hit you with a 45. Guess what? I don't care how you hit me. The point is who hit first and who hit the right spot. He has a chance to win, the fight. And, sometimes not because you have the bigger round or the bigger bullet means that you're going to be the first. Anyway, so no, definitely I would like to go 9. Any idea what type of a brand do you like? Did you try any gun in 9 millimeters?
I haven't tried one yet. I don't remember what brand it was, but somebody bought one that I liked, and they showed it to me. I'll have to go find out what it was, because it was a woman that had it, and she had small hands like mine, and it felt good in my hand. It felt like it fit my hand, but now I can't remember what kind it was. So I'll have to look that up and get back to you on that.
Okay.
But and then see what you think. I'll send you an email or a message or something, and you can let me know. But and then I'll have to get a better holster, like we talked about in the class. I liked what you said about the that type of holster over the softer type of holster. So I'll have to get a better holster, a different gun, and go from there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is very important. This doesn't take much, but whatever you have must be the best quality, because this is your life on the line, okay? You don't need to spend $1 million for a holster. I can get you one of the best holsters on the market, okay? Like in Kydex, very good quality, for no more than $50, okay? But it's going to last you a lifetime. And why I say that? Because the difference between the generic Velcro holster, okay, that you can pretty much say, oh, they fit any gun. They're just junk. First of all, they are not safe. First of all, the gun has no retention at all. You move around, you bend, the gun is gonna fall. Somebody's tried, just to jump on you or whatever, they can get the gun so easily out of you, that's not even funny. More important also, you want a holster that is gonna be protecting that trigger. That's one of the most important also reasons to have a holster, protecting the trigger. So you want a good Kydex or even leather. If you like leather, that's fine. In my opinion, it's something, old material. It takes extra effort to clean it, to keep it nice with the oil. With time, will change shape. Kydex is much more robust, in my opinion, and lasts you longer. But regardless, get a good holster dedicated for the specific gun. Now, type of guns, as I said, there are so many brands out there. There are some very economic brands that they do decent guns, like Taurus. You can go to classic, like for example Glocks, one of my favorite, what I carry. And then of course you can go to, like the XD, Springfield Armory. I mean, there are Smith & Wesson. I mean, there is a lot of good stuff out there. All I say, whenever you go to a shop, ask to, first of all, put in your hands, try that gun, and if you have a chance with a friend, try to go to the range and shoot a gun a few rounds. At least you have a feeling. But consider not just the gun, consider also the parts. Let's say magazines. You don't want to buy a gun that after, when you look for a magazine, it's hard to find, or let's say it costs you $50 a magazine. Okay, I mean, that's why, for example, I like Glocks, because I can buy the Glock magazine and they're reasonable price for the quality, like about $20, the Glock brand, and then I can get aftermarket magazine. Yes, they are from Korea. Yeah, I don't carry those probably for my typical carry situation, but I can go to the range and I pay only $9-10 for each magazine. So they are good quality magazine for training. And more important, all the aftermarket parts, so different spare parts that probably you never need, but it's something personal, as I said. But whatever gun you choose, have the chance to shoot it first, okay?
Okay, I will definitely try to do that, and I strongly recommend to the listeners, if they have a chance to attend one of your gun safety classes. It's free. A lot of good information. I think 3.5 hours went by before I even realized it.
Yeah,
and
a lot of
I
stuff.
thought it was going to be a 2-hour class, and all of a sudden it was over, and I go, oh my gosh, we've been talking about guns for 3.5 hours. Easy to do, I guess, but I definitely time just flew. There was a lot of great information, and I'm looking forward to getting that gun safety PDF in the email and having that on hand. That's a big benefit of attending the class.
Let me remind that anybody that attended any of my classes, CCW classes, or of course even the free gun safety class, I put together a curriculum that pretty much all the things I talk on a PDF. And that, by the way, I'm now also elaborating in an ebook that is free for my students. So every time you go to a class, send me the email, say I join your class, and I'll send you the PDF so you can enjoy that. Just send me the email, I'll do that. And by the way, next Saturday, I want to remind everybody, we have 2 classes. One Saturday, always at the On Target in Kingman. That it's this time it is an Arizona concealed carry class. Okay, so people can join the class. This is not free, but we got great deals going on. For example, let's say if you are, husband and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or just 2 friends, you got $20 off each one. So that means you come together. Normally the price for my class, it's $85. And by the way, you think this was long? It's going to be more than 5.5 hours the next class Saturday. It's going to be so much information. People say, oh my gosh. But that's the idea. I want to give you the best. I want to give you all things that one day, hopefully, you don't need to use, but could save your life or could save you from jail. That's pretty much the idea. So in case people want to come to Kingman class, you need to go to On Target. Let me see. Probably I can get you also the address now, or at least the phone number. And then Sunday, the day after, if I'm still alive, I will do also the class in Havasu City, exactly at Havasu Guns. Both classes, they start at 10 a.m. So I invite everybody that want to come. It's a great opportunity. And yes, I also run the special. If you're a single mom that still have a child or children living with her, I don't want to hear grandmother say, I'm a single mom, my boy left, and the boy is 50. Okay, no, I'm sorry, man. I wish I could help you, but I'm not the Red Cross. I do this for single mom who still have, kids living with them and they need some help. I will pay for the class. I gave you a free class on me. So in case you want to do it, I invite everybody to go to azccw.us. You can contact me there, and I'll tell you the phone number and the information that also I will get after this segment of Havasu Guns and, of course, also of On Target. By the way, Jennifer, did you get your CCW class already?
No, I haven't done it yet. I'm looking forward to it. By the way, I have the information for On Target Enterprises, LLC. It's 2747 Ash Fork Avenue, Kingman, and their phone number is 928 area code 753-4314. That's where the class was today. So I will definitely be looking into doing that in the future, and I think it's just awesome that you are donating your time to the cause of gun safety, because if something goes wrong, I like the way that you said there's no accidents. Okay. But every time something goes wrong, it's always, the gun owner, or those gun people, and so it's very important that we get in good habits and maintain good habits, no matter how much we think we know, or how much experience we have. That we always follow those safe protocols, because one accident, it can spell disaster for all of us. So I just want to say thank you again for doing this, and tell people, if you have the chance to attend one of these free gun safety classes, make the time and go do it, because it was well worth my time today.
Thank you, Lisa. Wonderful. I'll let you go. Otherwise, your husband's going to get mad and say, hey, you talking with my wife all this time. I better let you go. It's Saturday night after all, okay? So, Lisa,
that's right.
Say hi to him.
Okay, Luca.
I keep me posted, okay? Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Good night, Jennifer. That was Jennifer Jones.
All right, good night.
And, it's a pleasure. I tell you, that's why I like doing these things, because I really enjoy also interacting with the people that I meet, and it's fun. For me, it's fun. As I said, yes, I also, it's part of my business. But if I want to do really something for the money, there are many other things I can do. This is, for me, something that I enjoy doing. As I said, normally people go to churches, help other people at the hospital or whatever. That's what I do. I like to go out there, meet my fellow human beings. If you're American, great. Even if you're from other countries, all I care that you legally can carry a gun here, your heart is the right place, and you believe in freedom, you believe in the cause of liberty, I'll be more than happy to share everything I know, to teach the basics and beyond, okay? Now, let me take a break, because I needed Zanna coffee here. After all, I just woke up this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had a beautiful, 14 hours day, and now I'm finishing the show for you will listen today. It's going to be on Sunday. This show is being recorded on Saturday, okay? So you're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. A little break, and then we come back. We got more information. I want to refresh a couple of things about also something's going on also on the Kingman Daily Miner that you should know about it. Do not go away.
In this world where everything seems to be going sideways, when you need things set straight, Zanna Coffee Straight Shot Espresso. Start your day with a bang. The best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable, organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com www.zannacoffee.com. Don't be cheap, you deserve the best. Get Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com.
Here we go. We are back into the studio. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM. We were talking with Jennifer Jones, and I really enjoy these classes, by the way, and more are coming, especially this coming weekend, exactly Saturday the 29th and Sunday the 30th in Havasu. We have two CCW classes, Arizona CCW classes. One is going to be, of course, exactly the 29th in Kingman, as I said before, at the On Target Enterprise gun shop. The other was going to be the 30 in Havasu, exactly at Havasu Guns. And in case you don't have the phone number of Havasu Guns, let me get it for you: 928-302-1991. 928-302-1991. We have limited seats, so please call in, book your seat. And we have special, of course. The class normally is $85, and it's go to azccw.us. azccw.us. You can see the curriculum. It's one of the probably most complete curriculum in Arizona. But also we have special. For example, if you bring a friend, you get $20 off. Pretty neat, okay? If you are, a mother with, let's say, children still living with you at the home, in case you're a single mother, okay, no husband or boyfriend, guess what? You can get a class for free. Just email me directly, zanna@zanna.us, and I'll try to help you out. I'll pay for your class. This is what we try to do here. We try to help you out. Now, Very important. I'm concerned of what's going on, of course, not just in America, but also just next to us, Canada. Canada, of course, around the world. I'm sorry, there is a group of people that I really don't like the way they behave. And this is nothing about, oh my God, picking on them again. No, it's really part of their, I start to believe in DNA, but more important, their background, cultural background, religious background. There are some people out there, in my opinion, that should not be allowed to be in a civil society because they behave less than beasts. Beasts, normally they have much more integrity and honor. There are some beasts, of course, they really are terrible. Like you got coyotes, they pack around one person or one animal, and normally is the smallest animal. And then, of course, they gang against that, and, they go for it, go for the blood. And there are some people that out there, they do the same. Guess what? You want to guess? I'm not going to let you guess. I'm going to tell you straightforward. I'm sorry. If you believe normally in this religion of peace, their background, most of them, their religious background, the social background, the cultural background is pretty much from hell. Simple as that. There are more and more cases of violence. They cannot really have any type of normal interaction with regular women. Normally, because they live in places that, they have women that they are pretty much treated less than beasts. They must cover themselves, and the moment that they don't cover themselves with a burqa, whatever they have, guess what? They pretty much become fair game for rape. This is the reality. I have friends, for example, in Canada. I was just talking to one of my friends, and it's very sad to hear that, she was walking around the same park that I walked just a couple of weeks ago when I was in Vancouver, and she was chased by 3 people that they look exactly the profile that I'm talking here. She has to run to a police station. Can you believe that? In the middle of, Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada, they have this type of behavior that is regular now. Single women, especially if you're good looking, especially if you're blonde, guess what? You are a target. Now, why am I going this in the hour about guns? Very simple. I really want to remind you that, of course, evil doesn't know religion or doesn't know any type of cultural background. Evil is out there. They're scumbags that belong to any group. But of course, now we are facing as humanity this new invasion that, like, for example, it's a statistic in Europe, like especially in Sweden. Sweden is considered now the capital, the rape capital of Europe. And 75% or more of these rapes are from refugees, normally with Muslims background. Simple as that. This is according directly from the Swedish government. So it's not a conspiracy. Sorry, it's a fact. Now, I want to play this little short, let's say, segment from an Australian Australia TV. I guess it's Australia TV. Anyway, it's a short. Remind us what's going on right now in Norway. Because I want to talk to you exactly the final hour with my friend, the Canadian friend that I interviewed just when I was there in Toronto a few weeks ago. Guess what? He got arrested because he was defending women who were harassed and, sexually harassed by this group or pack of bastards. I don't even want to call them bastards because I have more respect for bastards. These people, they were pretty much ready to jump on these ladies. All the other people, they were just watching. This young man, open his mouth, they attack him, and of course, he tried to defend himself, and at the end, they arrest him. But regardless, I want to play this because it's time to armed. Everybody should be, every law-abiding person should be armed, especially normally people that consider themselves, the weak sex or whatever. I don't believe in weak sex, but the point is, if you're a woman, normally you have disadvantage against a man. Normally, there's some men pretty much that they're less than, I have more respect for women than some guys out there, okay? But that's the exception. The average man normally can overpower an average woman. So, why the gun? Because the gun is the great equalizer. You must train. I always say train, first of all, with, empty hands. You may not able to even reach the gun. There are different programs. And I'll tell you more next time about what program I would like to really, you start to look into it, But right now, let's just play one second this little segment. I think it's something important. And then we'll talk more about, why really we should be ready and train, okay? Train every time we can. Let's play this.
Several weeks before the massacre in Norway, CBN News went to Oslo. We went to investigate reports that that nation's experiment with Muslim immigration and multiculturalism had gone terribly wrong, that Muslim radicalism was growing, along with violence and intimidation against non-Muslims. In the wake of the killings, some on Norway's left called a fear of Islamization a conspiracy theory. But the victims of Islam are real, and they are mostly Norway's women. They are problems Norway has never faced before. Every woman in Norway does not have full human rights. There are women in this country who are denied their rights by their families, and they live in fear for their lives. At the Red Cross office in Oslo, Monica Berge and Ann Marte Stifjeld take calls from Norwegian girls who face honor violence, forced marriage, and genital mutilation.
We have girls who calls, and we really get this bad feeling in the stomach that something is seriously wrong. Most of the girls tells us that I wouldn't think about it, or I never thought it would happen, because I live in Norway, I have my friends, I go to school, and I never thought it would happen.
They not only live in Norway, but they were born in Norway, and they speak Norwegian. But their rights are not protected, and they are controlled by their families.
And a lot of them have been threatened or beaten up. And they tell us about a lot of social control. So when they become like 10, 12 years, they start to following her to school, just to control that she's not have any contact with other boys, because good girls don't do that.
Hege Storhaug was a self-described naive left-wing journalist when an encounter with an immigrant woman changed her life and her career.
In 1992, as a journalist, I met a young Norwegian-born Pakistani woman, only 18 years old. And she had been married at gunpoint in Pakistan to a second cousin. And I was so shocked when she said, for example, my parents were willing to kill me if I didn't enter this marriage, to protect their own honor.
Storhaug now works full-time to protect immigrant women and girls from forced marriage, genital mutilation, and honor violence. Women, she says, who have been abandoned by the Norwegian government and deprived of their rights as citizens. Like 4 Norwegian sisters all sent to Gambia for genital mutilation.
They were aged 3 to 9 years old. All 4 were dumped in the village in Gambia, the village of origin of the family. And they were female genital mutilated in the jungle, traditional. They have been stripped from the possibility to become a full member of this society. And we have allowed it. We have allowed it.
Storhaug, who works on behalf of the rights of women, has been called a racist and an Islamophobe by the left in Norway. Something else that Muslim immigration appears to have brought to Norway is what some here call a rape epidemic. Recent police statistics showed that in the capital of Oslo, 100% of assault rapes between strangers were committed by immigrant non-Western males, and 9 out of 10 of their victims were native Norwegian women. Some blonde Norwegian women have reportedly begun dyeing their hair black, and many travel only in groups. Kristen Spitsnogel is a therapist who has counseled some of the rape victims, and she's been attacked in the Norwegian media for saying what many will not, that the rape problem is primarily Muslim men raping non-Muslim women, and any woman who does not dress modestly and wear the Muslim headscarf could be considered by some Muslim men as fair game.
For them, I think the hijab is a symbolic marker which separates the submissive, proper Muslim women from what they see as the Norwegian horse. But when I say horse, I'm really just referring to their own words. This is what they told the journalists.
Spitsnogel says Norway's left-wing establishment has been blaming the victims, because the whole notion that Islamic culture is dangerous to women is very politically incorrect here. Hanna Herland is author of the best-selling book Alarm, Thoughts on a Culture in Crisis.
And not all values, some of them are excellent, but not all values from Islamic countries or cultures are excellent to bring into the European society. And I think many times the Norwegians fear to speak about that in fear of being called a racist.
But it's hard to call a Muslim immigrant a racist for speaking out against his fellow Muslims. Walid al-Kubaisi is a respected Norwegian writer and a Muslim who came from Iraq. He told us he's concerned about radical Islamic elements within the larger Muslim community in Norway.
We have a problem. All deny, nobody say that. We have a big problem, but this will give a bad result in the future.
As in other European cities, parts of Oslo are now Muslim zones and may be subject to Sharia law or to the rules of local imams.
Most of the areas where the Muslim is majority, the Norwegian feel that they're not in their country, they're not in Norway.
When we interviewed Walid in June, no one had any idea that a crazed gunman would start killing people because of Muslim immigration. But al-Kubaisi made what now feels like a chilling prediction.
You think there will be a backlash, a reaction against immigrants?
Clash of civilization. It will happen.
Civil war?
We don't know. I am not a prophet, but something will happen. Something will happen. I don't know, but I feel it.
Some on the left in Europe are trying to use the Oslo massacre to stifle criticism of Islam. But not talking about it won't make Norway's problems go away. Dale heard.
By the way, that was something that a few years ago was even there recent. But just to let you know, things got worse in Europe in general, especially in the north part of Europe, like Sweden, Norway, Denmark. Now, why am I talking this again? As I said, the next part of the next hour, I will have my friend that I also had already a few times on my show from Toronto, Canada. And he spent a few days in jail just because he was trying to defend Canadian women being pretty much physically almost assaulted. They were really so close by this pack of bastards that they have no idea how to behave in a civil society. Now, I'm not saying that every Muslim is bad, unless you are a bad Muslim. Let's be true. If you're a true Muslim, you go through your book and you read your book, you must follow the orders of your prophet, and we have a big, serious problem. You know what you think about us. We understand. There are also people out there that were born Muslim that really don't care. Like this guy, he just wants to be a decent human being. But it doesn't mean that he's a good Muslim. It means that just he wants to be a decent human being and he doesn't care about his religion. He doesn't care about his prophet. He's not going to follow those type of behavior, this type of, let's say, teachings. So that's the reality. This is the true things. This is not a game. I don't like to talk about religion. I don't like to bash any religion, honestly. But I draw the line. When there is a group of people that unfortunately they base their belief on violence and suppression and pretty much, with no integration, and all they want to do is convert others by force, I have a big problem. That's why I would like to say every law-abiding person who believes in freedom, we have the right here in America to be armed. Let's use this right. You armed and trained, not just with your handgun. Sometimes you cannot carry the gun every time. Start with your mind, your mindset. Your brain is the first weapon, followed by your heart, or at least at the same time. When I say that, why? There are two elements that we need to consider. First of all, your brain is the one that is going somehow to understand how to neutralize the threat. It could be with a finger, could be with a pencil, could be with a rock, could be with a gun. Doesn't matter. You use your brain. You learn the techniques. You give you the coordination. It give you the understanding of the weak points of your opponent. But what is really behind your brain at the end is your heart. Your heart, after all, is the sparkle that will give you the chance to survive. They will give you the motivation, the energy to fight back. You don't just fight back for yourself. You also fight back for the innocent person out there. That could be maybe your wife, could be the children, the child, could be that, anybody out there that doesn't deserve to be raped or killed, or tortured. And you want to do the right thing. Like, for example, my friend Tirsen did at the end of the show. You will listen. Even when you know that the odds are against you. That's why, your heart probably is the most important weapon that we have. Then, of course, you have tools. Could be a sword, could be a hammer, could be a rock, could be a stick, or could be probably a gun. Or a rifle, even better. Yes, but at the end of the day, you are the weapon. The firearm or the knife is just an extension of you. It's something that gives you an edge to be more effective, you know. So that's my point. Let's not underestimate that, okay? Because at the end of the day, you can buy all the guns you want. If you don't have the sparkle in your heart that will give you the motivation to fight back, if you don't have, of course, your brain, it's going to be the same time, cold and sharp, ready to somehow analyze the threat and stop it. At that point, you don't have any chance. Anyway, now, very important, I have a new project that, I've been working pretty hard and I'm really excited. It's called, of course, you don't know, of course, it's called Skadi. Skadi as Skadi. It's a Norwegian, it's a Norse, a Viking goddess, a goddess of winter, associated to winter, to hunting, and also the revenge. And I've been inspired by this, I'm reading, let's say, mythology, also is religion for some, for me, some sort of historical, mythological, at least, let's say, cultural aspect of this population from North that I really like, North Europe. And I wanted to give the name to this AR-15 upper that I'm producing, called exactly Skadi. It's chambered in 223 Wild. It has an incredible look. You will see if you go to, I'm going to post it on, you go to the website, AR-15, AR, number 1, number 5, 15, shop, shop.us. So anyway, it's a new project. I'm really proud, and it's made in the US. And you will see, it's a credible little upper. I really like it. It is a little more, of course, I don't want to call it sophisticated, but they don't trade on us. It's a great upper. I love it. It's the M4 configuration. You can buy that one, by the way, if you go to freedomrifle.com, and we have an incredible special now, even just for the upper. You can get a complete upper for $350, free shipping, with a rear sight, A2 handle rear sight. But, it's a special. But the point is, this new upper, Skadi, it's a little more, let's say, advanced. It's a little more, normally, little more money, but still an incredible price. Comes complete with bolt group, charging handle, okay, and free shipping for $390. And if you go to AR15shop.us, you can take a look. It is really, really beautiful. So anyway, today, Sunday, while you're listening to the show, guess what? I will be probably at the range doing a nice video, shooting this new upper with, the lower by Plum Crazy Generation 2, my favorite lower, that is also the heart of the Don't Tread on Us rifle. So that's the bottom line. Also, another thing, if you want to buy now the Plum Crazy lower, I can ship it directly to you anywhere in the states, of course, where allowed by your state laws. Yes, I am, of course, a gun manufacturer, and I'll be happy to ship the lower directly to your gun shop, to your local FFL dealer. That's beautiful for just $109. And you also get a free Don't Tread on Us t-shirt. So go to freedomrifle.com. You can find my email there. And if you want to get this lower, more important, if you want to watch how this lower performs, you can see the Plum Crazy Generation 2 is amazing. We run it over with about probably 11,000 pounds Humvee. We put 3 strip lowers on the asphalt in the middle of summer. We run it over twice with this, very heavy Humvee, no even a scratch. All the other aluminum lower, they would be bent. This one is amazing. Then you have lifetime warranty, don't forget, on the lower, lifetime warranty. You have an incredible trigger group, all made of polymer. All the interior parts are polymer. People say, oh my God, it's plastic. Oh, guess what? You don't get lifetime warranty like on your regular AR-15. These parts, they are covered by lifetime warranty. They know maybe that they're doing something right. More important, the trigger breaks exactly about 3.9 pounds. 3.9 pounds. I have it on video on freedomrifle.com. My average, breaking point in pounds of my Bushmaster, more expensive Bushmaster, is about 8 pounds. Ridiculous. So it's an incredible fast trigger. that self-lubricates. You don't need to do anything. Just wash it with water if there is dirt. That's it. And spray with air. That's amazing. So I'm very proud that I can bring you this new, let's say, reality. Because after all, my goal is that every law-abiding person, women and men, and between, I don't care who you are. I care that you believe in freedom. That's all I care. Finally, they can afford a gun. They can afford, more important, a rifle. Yes, you want to buy a gun first because normally you carry the gun every day. By the end of the day, you want to have a rifle. Everybody should have at least one or more rifles, because that's the way you will defend freedom when really things going to get nasty. The handgun is too close. When somebody comes close to you with a handgun, it's pretty much, the fight is pretty much almost over. You want to, you want to have something that you can stop the threat, especially when they try to attack you. And remember, more important, no war haven't been defeated. Ever been won by population with handguns or shotguns. Everybody needs a rifle. Now, people say, war. Look, you want to go to war? No, I'm not going to go to war. I believe in peace. But if they bring war to us, we will be ready. Or at least we will be the best we can be. That's my point. Yes, I said that right. I'm not looking for war, but the ancient Latins used to say, if you seek peace, prepare for war. Always be prepared. And I tell you, if every law-abiding American would have at least one rifle, one handgun, and they would know how to use them, and they would have the right heart and the right mindset, combat mindset, I will talk to you next week more about it. Guess what? No country would ever take over this country, and more important, no evil would flourish. Nobody would try to, infringe on our rights, bossing us around, or even trying to rape us or try to do terrible things. Because we are free people, and we will stay free. Because we have this right, differently from many other parts, and probably all over the rest of the world. I don't know any other country that has this as a right. In America, we have the right to keep and bear arms, period. Especially in the state of Arizona, with no apologies. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Be ready for our number 3, and my God help us. Listen what happened to my friend from Canada. What happened to him?
Don't tread on us.
Do you want social justice? Now I give you social justice. The Zanna way. Don't trade on us. The Freedom Rifle by Zanna. The most affordable military-grade semi-automatic AR-15 rifle in M4 configuration, chambered in 223 Wild that can shoot both 5.56 NATO and 223 Remington. 4 minutes of angle for just $499, made in the USA. Get your Freedom Rifle now. We need every law-abiding American armed with knowledge and at least one military rifle, ready to defend good against evil. With every Don't Tread on Us rifle, you will get free parchment replica of the United States Constitution, free digital CD Don't Tread on Us, free ebook How to Become a Rifleman, free t-shirt Slaves Are Never Armed, I Am Not a Slave, free 30 rounds magazine